All right, welcome everyone. I'm here with Jaya. It's Wednesday, May 21st of 2025, and we are gonna finish Bringers of the Dawn. We have chapter 22 tonight. Short chapter, but great message. So that's on the agenda. And yeah, so let's start. It's kind of a celebration because we've come all this way and it's our last meeting and I feel very positive about it. I feel a lot of positive energy tonight. So we'll do kind of like a celebration meditation, you know? We've gone through the book. I think we've received the message very well. And so I'm excited. So let's start meditating. Everyone, just get into your meditation posture that's comfortable for you. Sit with your back straight and go ahead and close your eyes and relax and take a deep breath in, hold, exhale. Take a deep breath in, hold, exhale. Now let your breathing just go natural and bring your awareness to the breath. Focus all of your attention on the breathing without controlling it. Notice the air going in and going out while you do nothing. If there are any thoughts, pay them no attention. Let them fade and focus on the breath. Last 30 seconds, friends. 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, you may rub your palms together, place them over your eyes, open your eyes and look into your palms. Okay, so we have chapter 22. It's last chapter in Bringers of the Dawn, and it's called the Galactic Tidal Wave of Light. So the Pleiadians say awareness is awakening within the masses on this planet. The sum total of events as they quicken and unfold is seeping its way into everyone's reality. These events are orchestrated and designed to bring you collectively as a species to this new octave of light expression. This infusion from the galactic tidal wave of light comes from the future through portals you open on this earth plane as you follow and weave yourself through the journey and story we have shared with you. The masses are awakening. You see them around you and feel the rumblings of consciousness. The internal earth changes, which will truly mark the rites of passage for all of humanity. We have, with the greatest assistance from our teachers, presented to this planet information that we feel can harmonize our purposes and pool our energies. We feel that we have given to this planet at this time a succinct message of inspiration, a message that holds waves of truth. It is a message to tickle, a message to entice and call forward that part of the self that has been hidden away and lying dormant. We feel that the material we have been sharing through this book is to awaken within you what you know. It is to bring you to an understanding of the different versions of your reality's illusion as it is sold to you, and to an understanding of what your part in all of this is or can be. You see, this is interesting. It says, we feel that this material is to awaken within you what you know. You already know it. You're just not aware of it. You see, there's a lot of knowledge buried in the unconscious part of the mind. So all knowledge, we are connected to all knowledge. The question is, what do we know and what don't we know? Everything can be known. What do you choose to bring to your awareness? It's interesting. Okay, let me read on. Pleiadians say, we have stimulated each and every one of you with our thought-provoking messages. It has been our intention to move each one of you and stir you from some place, not to make you uncomfortable. You may make yourselves uncomfortable, We encourage you to find comfort. We also encourage you to climb a few mountain ranges of consciousness within yourself, to go to new places of comfort and find those valleys of eternal youth, eternal vitality, and ongoing expression of creativity. There you will find new vistas of consciousness and a galactic wave of light from the future. It is our intention in delivering this final message in chapter 22, the final chapter, to use the vibration of the number 22, a master number. This number is associated with imprinting and delivering into this version of physical reality a master teaching, a message that involves an encoding. The message is not simply in the way the words are strung together. There are layers of information hidden within the method and unfoldment of this book. Ideas are presented, conflicts arise, solutions are suggested, and inspiration weaves its way through, turning you always to that final commitment to inspire yourself. We feel that you will benefit from this orchestration that we have been influencing behind the scenes. There's a process of understanding that this book represents, where it seems that there has been chaos and confusion, and where it seems as if things have been scrambled. That scrambling has created its own order. This order is being summed up in this final delivery under the stamp of 22. In this final message, we speak into the soul and heart of every one of you. We ask you to hear the call, to recognize it, and to step forward as a member of the family of light. Have the courage in all the days you walk this planet to live that light and share it with all you encounter. This does not mean to preach or sell that light. It means to live the light you know you are, to discover in the simplicity of your being the purpose of your existence, to blossom with it, and to reseed this place that is planet Earth in its deepest time of transition. So my takeaway on this paragraph is everyone should be authentic. Live in an authentic way. Don't live to impress somebody or to feel like you have to pretend to play a role in order to get something or to be an expectation of someone else. I believe what they're saying here is to be the authentic you, to be your essence. So it's nice. It's a really nice message, and I think it's well worth remembering that. Okay, let me go on. Pleiadians say the process of moving into this higher octave of understanding, this blending of dimensions and creation of new territory, will lead everyone through greater understanding of death. Your light will be needed. Your light represents what you know. This book has many ways through designs and codes that you have been unable to recognize to remind you in these final pages that you know everything we speak of and that it is inside of you. It is time for you to share the discoveries and miracles of operating the physical vehicle in these times of change and transition that involve the death of the world as you know it. When there is a death, there is always a rebirth. Something dies and something new is born. As this planet moves closer to these days of great change, each of you will be called upon to stand as pillars of light. You will show the way in times when people are desperate because old ways are no longer solutions. They no longer fit and no longer apply. We have intimated or suggested in this book that light brings about much of this chaos on the planet. So, during these times, your gifts will be needed. You cannot run and hide because you are needed to weave through the communities to bring alternative ways of being. You are needed to share your belief in creating reality through your thoughts and to show others how this works by healing and creating new ideals of civilization and cooperation. So, a sentence here I think is super important. It says you are needed to share your belief in creating reality through your thoughts. So that shows, I mean, if you think about how powerful of a creator you are, your thoughts create your reality. This is one aspect, I think, of reality that can be lost on many people. Many people feel like they're an effect and not a cause. They feel like they're at the effect of the world around them and that they have no control. And obviously, this creates problems for people who believe that. But the Pleiadians are saying that we, as the members of the family of light, we are needed to share the idea, the knowledge, in fact, that we create reality through our thoughts. And we need to show others how this works. This is one of the primary jobs that we've got. And this is a mystery to so many people because they're not taught this. And nobody thinks about it until somebody brings the idea to you and you have a chance to consider it. So I love this idea that we should bring this idea to others. Okay, Pleiadians say, as the days begin to unfold, they will reveal the ancient prophecies as they are coming alive. These ancient prophecies will be much more colorful and have their own versions of themselves as they teach this planet its greatest lessons. As you evolve, you carry what you know forward and you share it and live it. You become a greater vessel or greater expression of light. Through this process, you will find that over the next few years, you will be catapulted beyond the speed of light with what you know. The abilities and talents and information that will come to you are simply inside of you. It says you will be catapulted beyond the speed of light with what you know. What moves faster than the speed of light? This is me talking now. What moves faster than the speed of light is the speed of thought. That's it. Scientists say that light is the speed limit of the universe. Nothing travels faster than light. And I'll say thought travels faster than light. Okay. See what you make of that. Okay, let's continue. Pleiadians say, we will remind you that there is a galactic tidal wave of light from the future coming toward your planet, and that this intersection will be felt throughout the masses in the year 1993. It will be as if the entire planet has a unilateral rise in consciousness. This wave has to be gigantic to affect all of the masses who are locked in frequency control. It is you, the family of light, who are here in the millions, making room in your bodies for this galactic tidal wave, who will allow this infusion of the first layer of the light body to be held by all the masses. Okay, I'll just say, what happened in 1993. There were some big world events going on in the early 1990s, even before 1993. There was the collapse of the Soviet Union. It broke apart into the 15 states. Um, and I think that may have been as a result of this tidal wave of light, this raising of consciousness on the planet, people deciding they wanted to take their power back. Um, so I'm trying to think of, sort of like what was big going on in the world around that time. There were some really big events going on in the world. Um, so that's one example. Um, it seems to me that I remember, I lived through that time. I believe there was a thought that the world became a safer place, the Cold War was over, there wasn't this threat of nuclear annihilation that kind of was held over everybody's head. And so all of that could be thought of as a rise in consciousness. As a result of the rise in consciousness, we've gained new knowledge. We've put down our weapons, at least for a time. So something big did happen on the planet at that time. And that may be a sign of this tidal wave of light that reached the earth at that time. The tidal wave of light came first, of course, and then the events followed. But there were lots of things going on the planet at that time. Nowadays, not sure if we regressed maybe a little bit as a planet, It feels like we're back to threats and war and so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe these waves are going up and down. We may have hit a max and now we're back towards the min, but hopefully we're going back up again to the max. Maybe this tidal wave will come back. All right, keep going here. The Pleiadians say the light body is the body that holds the complete mutation of the species. It will be able to juggle realities through the shifting of consciousness by intent from one view to another, like turning the stations on a television. The light body will hold all of this encoded data and be able to translate it at will. It will communicate interdimensionally and interdimensionally. Oh, I'm sorry. It will communicate interdimensionally and interdimensionally. Excuse me. Okay, so the light body will communicate within a dimension and between dimensions. Pleiadians say, remember, matter is simply light that is trapped. As you build your light body, you are allowing a reorganization of the molecular structure, a loosening of your grip upon a certain aspect of materialism, so that your spiritual understanding can be more in tune with your day-to-day life. The building of the light body is the allowing of less trapped matter to manifest and allow light, which is freer in expression and in seeking its own source, to become who you are, so that you are not so solid. As you raise your vibratory rates, you become your light body. You will see the changes in your body, literally. Your body will become more vital, more youthful, more nourished in its own being, and definitely the processor of a multitude of information. It will become a super being The building of the light body involves becoming a super being. Extending the longevity of the cellular body through rejuvenation and extension of cellular life is coming back into fashion. This is part of building the light body, a body that is not so dense, that does not self-destruct, and that generates and that self-generates and self-replenishes. That is what you are all striving for. You would be your light body and you would feel it if your logical mind were not so worried about whether it is possible. Society is not telling you it is possible. We cannot emphasize enough to you that you must stop listening to society. This is going to be the hardest task for you to do and the biggest break for you to make. You have the societal self and the spiritual self, and you must decide which one is sacred. Which one is your source of authority? Let your intuitive self become your authority. Allow your intuitive self to be the standard bearer of your experience, which is experience no one else is going to validate. Your experience springs from the assignment that you are knowing and not necessarily remembering that you are on. If you approach all that you know with the stance that there is a divine order and divine purpose without your ego aspect comprehending it all the time, you will move rapidly through realities. There will be many different ways this galactic tidal wave of light will be experienced. Definitely, it will catapult everyone into some exaggerated version of their greatest opportunity. That, of course, is each person's choice. Our final words include a thank you to all of you who recognize the light source that is part of your identity and that moves you to read this book and follow the silent whispers that echo down the golden spirals through the corridors of your own being. We honor you, we recognize you, and we are here to assist you. We are all here as the family of light to bring that choice and that freedom to evolve back onto this planet, to bring it to this place where it will shine as a portion of the living library, a new star, a new light on the horizons of many sentient worlds. We wait in the future for your past to intersect our present and catapult all of existence to a new octave, the highest octave of being. It is our great pleasure to have your assistance in this process. And that concludes the book, as well as chapter 22. So, I just want to say one thing, going back to the idea here that was presented kind of towards the end, about stop listening to society. They said, we cannot emphasize enough to you that you must stop listening to society. This is going to be the hardest task for you to do and the biggest break for you to make. Now, why? Why is that important? In the book, there was a big theme about frequency control. Okay? There's frequency control, and many, many, many people in society are under frequency control. So, if we put our brain in neutral or put our mind in neutral and we just say, I'm going to do what society is doing and this, I'm going to do that, well, you're in the frequency control, right? So, They're saying, basically, you got to break the frequency control by stop listening to society. And it may be hard for you because you have been doing this all your life, right? How are you going to break this habit of doing this all your life, listening to society? You have to make a choice. You have to say, I'm not listening to society anymore. And the Pleiadians say, instead of doing that, go within. Go within and look where your intuition is. Your intuition is your guide. You can choose the spiritual self by finding your intuition. Intuition comes right out of the heart. Okay, if you're ever thinking, should I do something? Don't listen to the mind. Ask the heart, is this the right thing to do? Okay, you have a choice sometimes. Somebody asks for help, right? Just an example. Oh, somebody's asking for your help. You have a choice. Do you give help? Or do you say, no, I'm too busy. No, it's too inconvenient for me. No, for lots of reasons. Society says, no, no, don't help that person. You're sacrificing yourself if you do that. Your time is important. Your money is important. You got to think of yourself. You got to think of your family, right? This is what society says. But when you stop for a minute and you ask your intuition, what should be done here? What could achieve the greatest good if I were to act in a certain way now? You step back from the mind and ask the heart to lead. And then when the heart says, help this person, you just do it without thinking, right? That's how you break the habit. You do it without thinking. You don't care what the mind says that, oh, you're going to lose some money because you're giving money to somebody or whatever it is, you know? So you do it without thinking. The heart wants you to go there. Yeah, go there. That's what I've been doing a whole lot more, especially after reading this book, a whole lot more. I had already been doing it, but the book really has been getting me to think a whole lot more to follow the intuition of the heart. So it's becoming a reality for me, and it's changing my life in a lot of ways. And they're good ways. They're good ways. And it's not always easy. It can be difficult. You know, when the mind is saying, no, 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 don't do that, but you're doing it anyway, it can be very difficult. So, like they said, the Pleiadians say this is going to be the hardest task for you to do and the biggest break for you to make. It may not be easy, but it's worth it. And I can tell you it's worth it because I know firsthand. Okay, so great, great last lesson here to let your intuitive self become your authority and see how your life changes. See how lives of people around you change. Does it bring you more joy? I'm going to guess that it will because
Yeah.
it certainly brought me a lot more joy. All right, so that's the end of the book. Do we have any other comments, questions about chapter 22?
I have the brief summary, James.
All right, you want to read it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Summary of chapter 22, the galactic tidal wave of light. The chapter discusses a collective awakening among humanity driven by a galactic tidal wave of light from the future. This wave facilitates a new understanding and encourages individuals to explore their consciousness and hidden potential. The authors convey a master teaching embedded in their message, aimed at inspiring readers to recognize their connection to greater reality and to live authentically as part of the family of light. The humanity approaches a time of significant change. The chapter emphasizes the importance of individual light and how it will aid in navigating the uncertainties of transition, emphasizing the cycle of death and rebirth inherent in such transformations. Members of the family of light are encouraged to stand as beacons of hope and guidance during turbulent times, sharing their knowledge and beliefs to help foster new ways of existence and understanding. The chapter highlights the upcoming galactic tidal wave expected to raise collective consciousness in 1993, which will initiate a significant transformation in perception and reality, allowing individuals to shift easily between different levels of understanding. The concept of developing a light body is introduced, representing a transformation of physical existence that fosters vitality, longevity, and deeper connection with spiritual understanding, ultimately leading to a more elevated state of being. Readers are encouraged to prioritize their intuitive selves over social expectations, facilitating personal growth and a deeper experience of their unique purpose. The chapter concludes with gratitude for those who recognize their light and support the unfolding process of evolution on Earth, emphasizing a collective journey toward a new octave of existence.
Yeah, yeah, great.
That's the end.
We didn't talk at all really about the light body and raising your vibration and how it can rejuvenate the physical body and keep it youthful and healthy. Um, of course, all of that's true. Um, if you let the cosmic energy flow through your being and you don't block it in any way, this is a way to activate the light body and to raise your vibration. Um, it involves it involves the mind. So this is my take on it. Now, this is my understanding of it, and I'm not saying the Pleiadians said this, but I'll say it how I know it. Um, it involves mind control. Okay. The mind is the link between spirit and physical. Okay. It's an intersection. It's an intersection between spirit and physical. Maybe not the only, but it's one of them. And so we need to be careful with our thoughts, and we need to be sure that our thoughts are reflecting universal truth and that we've not been misled to believe something false about ourselves. Okay, because when you believe something false about yourself, you create a reality that's very distorted. Okay. Um, and so, as an example, it would be, to believe that you're a body. Um, that would be an example of believing something false about yourself. And this is common, right? This is a common belief. People walk around and they believe that they're a body. And then when you believe that, your reality, as you experience it, becomes very narrow, um, very obviously limited, and it can lead to negative cycles in your thinking. And that can induce illness in the body. And so, if you, basically, it's the process of going from light to dark. Okay. So, but believing false things about yourself brings on darkness. Okay. This is the way I see it. So we have to reverse that process. And we have to understand that we come from universal source, which is allness, which is wholeness, which is oneness. We have to understand that we're part of this infinite being that exists within the universe and that we're not different from it. Even though there's a body, our beingness doesn't stop where the body stops. Okay? And we have to see the truth in order to really let the cosmic energy flow from spirit through mind and into body and to illuminate the body, which is what we're trying to do. Illuminate the body with cosmic energy. That'll raise your vibration. It will naturally heal you. if your body is ill or sick, removing a block to the cosmic energy will heal your body instantly. How do you do it? You stop believing in the false. If you have a judgment, if you've judged someone, you've made a mistake because you've seen something limiting about that person and you start believing that that person is limited. And that's the mistake you make when you judge somebody. So if you catch yourself judging somebody, stop yourself immediately and say, oh, I forgive you. I shouldn't judge you. I should forgive you and forgive that person and forgive yourself for judging that person. And this will clear up the blocks because the judgment immediately can cause a grievance, which immediately can lead to a block in the flow of cosmic energy, which blocks light from you, which doesn't help to increase your light body, but it lets darkness. So if you want to do increase your light body, you forgive everyone, everything. Okay? It will change your life. The light will flow through you so powerfully that you'll like they say, you'll be rejuvenated. You'll be youthful in appearance. You'll be healthy. You won't need to go to your doctor anymore. I mean, I can tell you this is true because it's happened for me. Okay. So that's how I see the light body working and how we can work with it to help us to, you know, increase the light body by increasing our vibratory rate. So we can work on that. And that's really, really great advice from the Pleiadians. And I just wanted to put my thought in there on how it worked because it wasn't given a lot of explanation as to the how to do it part. But that's how I do it, and it works for me. Oh,
Thank you, James, for
yeah.
sharing that.
Yeah. Anyone else want to talk about any aspect of the chapter or general comments on the book?
Yeah, thank you so much, James and Jaya, for initiating and taking this long, the entire book. It's amazing. Thanks for making me to read the book. So I heard this book club in Telugu, but I never get a chance to read. So because of you guys, I get a chance to read the book. So really amazing journey, these 22 weeks. Yeah, really this book, it works on our belief system. So, like James said, it's all our mind. So if initial days they mentioned as dark t-shirts. So they controlled us from eons through our mind and belief system. So this book help us to come out of that belief system. It's not easy, even though we know all this stuff. It will take some time to understand, but once we keep on reading and work out ourselves, it will help us to evolve ourselves. And one more thing I understood from Patriji's teachings because I used to attend his enlightenment hours. So I understood that even though they are dark t-shirts, we should not judge them also because just like us, they are also evolving. So that's what I understood. So that's why I just anchor love and light, or I imagine myself as pillar of light and anchor, but I don't judge them because they are also evolving, right? We were there in our previous lives. We were there once at that time because soul wants every experience. So that's how I understood. So yeah, really this book amazing. Thank you so much for a wonderful energy and these 22 weeks. Really amazing and looking forward more book sessions from you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, excellent. Great. Yeah.
Thank
Great point about not judging the dark t-shirts. Love it.
Yeah, I understood from Patriji's teachings.
He's right about that for sure.
you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was nice to work with you, James, on this book club. And
My
thank you,
pleasure.
Sirisha.
Great working with you both. Yeah, I had a great time. So wonderful discussions, very enlightening book. I'm very appreciative of it and of our time together. So thank you both.
Yeah.
And everybody else who's listening, thank you for coming in and benefiting from our discussions here tonight. I hope you benefit from it.
Yeah, even though you are listening to these sessions, I highly encourage to read this book, not just this, any book, so that we'll understand in our own perspective. First, just like me, I'm saying, right, before I listen audio version, that time I understood little bit. So that it will help us to, when I initially without listening, if I try to read, maybe, oh, this is not, this is not my cup of tea. I cannot move forward. So, but once we listen now, right, if you read this book, you will understand in a better way.
Yeah.
You'll understand better perspectives. And I highly encourage who are listening this, please read the book. Hold the book, connect with the author, connect with Pleiadian councils, and read the book. You'll understand the real essence of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. It was a pleasure to be here. So we'll see you on our next book club.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Sure.
Risha.